The ending, obviously not what you wanted here. Just, what I guess did you think that went wrong throughout this game, and particularly there at the end?
Yeah, incredible atmosphere, just Mountaineer fans everywhere. What an incredible environment for our guys to play in. The more often we can play in this kind of situation, the better off we're going to be. I think it hits you pretty quick, right? Because you're in the ninth inning and you're basically planning what's your next pitching move, what's your next hit move, how are you going to win the game. And so if something happens where you lose the game, it kind of snaps you back to the game's over. But until then, you're just so in that mode of competing. We played well. I thought our pitchers, for the most part, did well. In the midweeks, especially late in the season here, you're basically preparing all your arms for conference weekends. You're doing your absolute best to try to compete and win the game while making sure your arms are available in the weekend. They're a good team, and they had a big moment for their season tonight. It was an exciting moment for them. We've had hundreds of exciting moments, and so that's usually what happens over the course of a season.
About your goal, what you were trying to do tonight with Van Kempen. Obviously, you were able to bring him back because he went so short over the weekend. But one inning, gave up the solo bomb. What were you trying to get out of him? Did you anticipate him going any longer than that?
No, we wanted him to probably go one inning tonight. We thought he was throwing strikes. He attacked the zone. He gave up a barrel, which ended up being a home run. But he really did what we wanted him to do. We were excited about his outing. He got in trouble against UCF because he had 2 walks to open up the game. So to go fill up the zone aggressively is what we wanted to see.
Started Armani at third base. Just another thing so that you got an additional option. What's the idea there?
Guzman's just one of the best athletes in the country, so you want to try to find ways to put stars and future stars in the lineup as much as you can. He's had a oblique injury for the last 3 weeks, essentially, so this is the first time he's actually been cleared to swing the bat. So as these regular season games are coming to an end, you only have so many opportunities to get a guy a start or try to get him going as we, towards the end of the season and into the postseason potentially. So you want to make sure that your stars feel good, they're confident, so you have to feed those guys some at-bats along the way.
And you mentioned getting your relief pitchers into what can be end-of-season, postseason mode. Is this part of that where you use them a little bit now and they can still maybe work 2 games on the weekend?
Absolutely, yeah, that's always the goal. You got to have your best bullets available on the weekends. Estridge was fantastic, and if we were battling, on a Friday night, you have to leave that guy in there, but you have to go with all your weapons on Friday night when you compete those games. And Marshall and anybody else does the exact same thing. You saw them wait. They had their closer, Wyrick, ready to come in the game right there because you got maybe 25, 30 pitches with some of those high-end relievers, so you have the ability to go twice on the weekend.
Is that kind of the optimum number, 20 to 30, and then they can go a little more?
Yeah, it just really depends on the pitcher and how he bounces back. A guy like Bassinger, we feel like we can throw, damn near every game, and he's really, really good at being able to bounce back. So more has to do with the individual.
The 7th, I think you had first and second with no one out. Logan was at bat, so ideal situation, just didn't work out in your favor tonight.
Yeah, awesome situation. You want to try to avoid hitting to the double play. In those situations, maybe we need to take a chance, steal on the base to try to avoid getting into the double play. But Logan's one of the best hitters on the team. He's really carried us all season, so it's an awesome situation. First and second, you're kind of imagining this is the double that scores 2 that puts you ahead, right? You're seeing that happen, and it was a really good matchup. That pitcher has kind of a ride fastball, and Logan has a flat swing, so it matched up really great and didn't work out tonight.
The message to the group after the game: this team's been tremendous all year long at putting anything behind them, whether it's a win or a loss, and focusing on the next task at hand. I imagine that's kind of the goal now with Texas Tech coming in.
Yeah, you just gave my post-game speech right there. It's how you respond to adversity, and we haven't had a lot of it. And over the course of the season, there's going to be other teams that have moments. That's how this happens. Good moments. We've had so many good moments, so our only thing that we can do is stick together. And when you lose games, it doesn't matter if it's, especially if it's Marshall in this state or anybody else. There's going to be people question decisions. There's going to be people point fingers, blame things on maybe one individual play. Obviously, it's a very easy play to blame, right? Somebody throws a ball away and you lose the game. That's a big error at the end of the game. But there's so many opportunities throughout 9 innings that we could have played better. We could have made that not count. And so it's just about sticking together. Swain's been so good for us, and he's going to be right back in the lineup probably Friday night But those are hard on young guys, man, to wear that. It's a huge game, a rivalry game, and to make a big error at the end of the game. So we just wrap our arms around them and get back to work for Friday.
Thanks for the time, man.
Yeah.